Religion has two aspects. One is religious institution and the other is religious experience.
This is what I mean.
Yeah. So when I became a monk, for 9 years, I lived in a monastic order and I learned how to meditate, how to walk carefully, bare feet, how to be silent, how to listen. All these techniques I learned. And out of those techniques, I experienced the beauty and serenity of silence and a calmness which comes from meditation. That became my religious experience. So now, in my daily life, whenever I am doing something, whatever I am doing something, whether it's cooking, gardening, talking, walking, writing, speaking, whatever I do mindfully. And when you do mindfully, you are present in the moment. You are not thinking of the past, you are not thinking of the future, you are thinking of the present moment. So living in the present moment, in the here and now, is the training I received in my childhood as a monk, but that has become now part of me. So I'm now more concerned about religious experience of being in the present moment and appreciating life, celebrating life, and praising life, being grateful to life and all the gifts that we receive from the universe. That is, I think, religious experience. The famous scientist Einstein said that science without religion is blind, and religion without science is lame. So we need science and we need spirituality, religion. Science is about outer landscape. Religion and spirituality is about inner landscape. And when you can be aware and mindful of the outer landscape through science and inner landscape through religion and spirituality, then you have a good balance. The universe is made of harmony, and the sun is in harmony with the soil is in harmony with the trees, birds are in harmony with the branches, air is in harmony with our breathing. We are living in a world of harmony, and knowledge of harmony is science. And a practice of harmony is spirituality. And so religion and spirituality are one aspect, science and technology are the other aspect. And when they go together, then we have a complete picture.
Yes.
If you have a science without religion, without ethics, without spirituality, you can go in the wrong direction, producing nuclear weapons, producing genetic engineering, producing technology which does not serve humanity or exploit humanity, does not serve the earth, rather it exploits the earth. And so you need a spirituality for science. If you have no science, then spirituality can also become dogmatic and become narrow, and it can become fundamentalist. So you have a Muslim fundamentalism, Hindu fundamentalism, Christian fundamentalism, Buddhist fundamentalism. This kind of dogmatic, narrow-minded fundamentalism is the result of unscientific thinking. So in my belief, science and spirituality are two arms of one body. Why to have only one arm when you can have two arms? And so science and spirituality should go together. Because if you teach children science and spirituality together, then inner landscape will be developed and they will learn to love, to respect, to have generosity, to have a trust, to have a confidence, to take care of each other, to have a compassion. All these qualities are qualities of inner landscape, spiritual landscape, religious landscape. And then if you have a scientific training, then with ethical, compassionate beliefs, they will make beautiful things, they will look after the trees, and they will know know how everything fits together. Because everything is related, everything is connected. And if they know science, then they will see that interconnection and interdependence. When you have a spirituality, they will learn to revere and have a reverence for life, have a respect for life, you have a compassion for life. So these two things are a wonderful combination. We need to have we need a dance of spirituality and science. Spirituality is a more feminine principle, and science is a more masculine principle. So if you have a dance of male and female, dance of science and spirituality, then you have beautiful life and beautiful pleasure and joy and celebration. Young people, when they are in school or university, every class should begin with a period of silence. Because when you are silent, then your imagination works. And when you have imagination, like the Beatle, John Lennon, he wrote a song, Imagine. You have to imagine that life is not just getting job or getting some money or finding a place to live. Life is deeper and greater, and that can come only when you use your imagination, your inner spirit. And imagination cannot work if you are busy all the time. And so a period of silence, a period of meditation for young people is very important. So I would suggest that schools should not think about meditation as something flaky, wishy-washy, and not so useful, only factual knowledge, only kind of materialistic knowledge is good knowledge, and all other knowledge not good enough. So young children should learn to meditate, and every school should teach meditation, contemplation, being silent, being still, and imagining. Out of that imagination comes poetry. Out of imagination comes art and painting. Out of imagination comes literature. Out of imagination comes science and beautiful houses. So compassion, love, generosity, these qualities also develop when you are still, when you are in silence. And where you can focus on your breathing and you can connect with the universe in your silence. So one simple technique for young people is to practice silence. For me, the real source of inspiration is my relationship with the other. My relationship with other people, my relationship with trees, my relationship with the sun, my relationship with the flowers, with animals, with birds. When I am in deep relationship with the other and find a source of oneness and feel that that bird in the sky, that deer in the forest, that flower in the garden, they are my relations. I am related to that. With that relationship, I'm inspired, I'm energized. When I feel isolated, disconnected, me, nobody is helping me, I have no relationship, I have no friendship, nothing is there, then I feel depressed and I feel disappointed and I have a lack of inspiration. But when I am related to others, I'm inspired. Mahatma Gandhi was also my inspiration. And when I was 18 years old, young man, I read Mahatma Gandhi's autobiography. And his teaching was that we should transform ordinary activity into extraordinary spiritual practice. And you can transform that by transforming your motivation. So gardening can be spiritual practice if your motivation is to care for the earth and produce food to serve other people. And while you are serving other people, you are also maintaining the quality and the integrity of the soil by putting compost on it, by taking care of it. So cooking can be spiritual practice. Writing can be spiritual practice. You are writing not for self-expression, not for name, for fame, for money, for prestige. You are writing to inspire other people, for relationship. So that can be spiritual practice. So transforming ordinary activities and turning them into extraordinary activities, spiritual activities, activities of wisdom and compassion, that way you can live everyday life a spiritual life. So for me, Gandhi's teachings were the spirituality and religion are not in the temples, not in the churches, not in the mosques, not in the books, not in a kind of uniform of monks and nuns. Spirituality is in every moment, how you live with your children, how you live with your husband and wife, with your parents, with your neighbors, with the trees, with the birds, with the gardening, with the cooking. This spiritual relationship transforms ordinary into extraordinary. Mahatma Gandhi always used to say, be the change you want to see in the world. You have to be it. It's no good just talking religion or talking spirituality. You have to be spirituality, be religion. And when you are who you are and you are in relationship with everything else, then you are a spiritual being. That was inspiring teachings of Mahatma Gandhi.